The key to power on a B20. Good evening, YouTube. Tonight we are going to do some head work. As I posted on Facebook and Instagram a few days ago, I was looking for a P8R head. The reason why we're looking for P8R heads for mine and Pablo's build is the P8R head has bigger intake valves and the port design is a little better. If you know anything about B20s, the P8R motors come with 145 horsepower compared to like my B20 that comes with 125 horsepower. When we dynoed, I thought that the motor was maybe the 145 horsepower version. Come to find out, it's definitely not. It definitely only makes 115 horsepower on a base tune and everything. So we definitely know it's a 125 horsepower version. I've already ordered pistons from YCP. We're going to make it about 12-to-1 compression. But tonight, we're going to do head work. We are probably going to do a backyard valve job, just a simple cleanup, show you guys how to do it, and reassemble it and check to make sure we have no leaks. So we're gonna head over to my dad's house. He has tools to do the valve job. He has a lapping compound, and he also has a valve spring removal tool that's very old school, but it will do what we need to do on a non-VTEC head. So let's take a ride over. A good tip to remember anytime you're transporting a head or any flat surface that's machined, never lay it down on a hard metal surface. You don't want to nick and ding the surface. So as you see here, I wrapped mine up in a towel and I actually put it in my front seat so it has a soft surface to lay on and it does not get damaged. So I'm here at my dad's now, and my first step is going to be take this wire wheel to the chambers to clean them up. I already did it. My phone died, so I didn't record it, but look decently clean now. The ports are really dirty and nasty. Once I get the valves out, I'll clean those up a little bit. And this is the old school tool I was telling you about. We have basically a valve holder on this top. We have a press, and then it's like a channel lock. And the compound we'll be using is old school Eastwood compound. Here's your fine one, and here's your coarse one. We'll probably do 2 rounds of coarse, 1 round of fine, and put everything back together. But we already got a good start, so let's keep it going. So I was trying to figure out a way to show you guys how to do this, but with one hand and this tool, there's really no easy way to do it. So you basically put this on the bottom of the valve, you slide this onto the top, onto the top of the valve right there, and then you compress it up so it clamps down on the valve. And once you clamp down on the top of the valve, as you see, the keepers come loose. I already laid out all the springs over here. I got my magnet holding my keeper so I don't lose them. And once we get this last one out, we can get to lapping the valves. So now we have no valve springs on the head. So if we push the head up, we can easily push the valves out. This is an easy way to test if the guides are good. It should be nice and smooth. There should be no resistance. Push that one. That one's a little looser than the rest. And if you actually stick your finger over the back of the valve guide over here, like this, and you pull out on this, there should be suction against your finger. If there's no suction against your finger, either the seal or the guide is no good. So we're going to pull the first valve out, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do here. If you look closely at this valve, you see the little edge that's shiny. That is actually where the seat on the head touches the valve. You can see right there, there's very little shiny. That is probably where the valve leak is. I tested this whole head earlier. The easiest way to test is you leave the valve springs in, you just put brake fluid or transmission fluid in the holes, you let it set for 10 minutes, and then you come back and figure out where exactly it's leaking. Well, wherever you see the brake fluid or transmission fluid is where it's leaking. And this is why you don't trust those JDM import shops. This B20 P8R head was supposed to only have 30,000 miles on it. Look at that corrosion on the back of the valve. So what I'm going to do to clean that corrosion off is I have the softest bristle wheel on here, and I'm just going to lightly touch it against it until it removes the carbon deposits. And you see it does a really good job of getting rid of it really quick. And the key to this is you don't want to touch the seat or where the valve touches the head. You just want to clean up the top of the valve. You want to make sure it looks, you know, decently presentable. So now I have all the valves clean, the springs laid out, got all my keepers, and let me see if I can get it on camera. You see the pits, the coloring. You can tell the valves are not sealing very well. And that's what we're going to fix next. At this point, a lot of people, you know, want to port it, clean it up more. I'm not really worried about it too much. We're going to spray a lot of nitrous to this motor. It's a budget build. I'm not trying to port the head. I'm pretty sure Pablo is going to get really in-depth into porting, cleaning up, throwing everything above and beyond. I'm still going to throw stock valve springs and everything back in it. And I'm planning to do cams, but the cams will be able to run on stock valve train. So what I'm going to do is a piece of vacuum hose, a drill with just a flat end on it. You're going to slide this over so that it has contact. And we're going to get the first valve, and we're going to put a little compound on it. And you'll see this compound doesn't look very much like anything. It's basically a liquid sandpaper. And what it's going to do is just same thing as sandpaper does. Clean up the surface. This is the coarse one. I'm having a problem getting it open. So it will be a little more abrasive than the fine one. But we'll do 1 or 2 rounds with this, see how the guides look, and then we'll do the fine to finish it off. So what you do is you hook your vacuum line to the drill, put the valve in the hole, put a little compound on the valve, and then all you do is just hit the drill and pull. It'll make a good noise. Don't know exactly if you can hear that on camera. But all it's doing is pulling the valve against the head, and you can see a nice clean line all the way around. That will be where your new seal is, so we do not leak compression by the valves. You do a nice in and out motion, you'll get a nice seat, you'll get a nice valve seal. This is with coarse compound, so you can hear it. It makes the sandpaper noise. Another good tip and an easy way to check when you're done lapping the valves. I have them all back in now. You put a little fluid, any type of fluid. I'm using wax and grease remover. I've used gasoline. I've used transmission. You've used brake fluid. And you see if you have any leaks. We don't have any, so that means the lap job is good. And I'm done for the night. So you can tell this is not no 5-minute process. This will take you about an hour to 2 hours if you do it properly. I'm actually going to do another round of coarse compound, and then I'm going to do another round of fine compound. I have to do all of the exhaust valves and all of the intake valves. The head I got only supposedly had 30,000 miles on it. From the valves, it looks like it has a lot more. The guides are really good. They actually all seal pretty well. The intake ports are super dirty. The exhaust ports are super dirty. So whatever bottom end this motor came off of either didn't have very good compression, or the motor had a lot of abuse. Nobody did oil changes. So let me get back to work. This was just a simple overview of how to do a valve job. If you have any critiques or anything else you would like to see on the budget build, the reason I'm doing this is to save money. We're not going to spend a lot of money on this build. I did order YCP 11.5 to 1 press pin pistons, so we're not changing rods. We're not changing bearings. We're going to throw it back together with what we have. We will build and put nitrous on it. I did order a clutch for it because I understand the stock clutch will not hold. The other day I was actually fixing the speedometer so I could have two-step, and one of the brake lines exploded. I did buy the car from a salvage yard or a tow yard. We never really looked over the car. Now that I've been looking over the car, I've had to fix a lot of small things I didn't show in the video. I put motor mounts in it. I put a traction bar in it. I removed the front and rear sway bar for more weight. We're still waiting on YNS Lexan because the front windshield template that we sent them was a little off. My front windshield apparently is already an aftermarket windshield, so it is not an OEM curvature. The top of the windshield is a little more edgy than YNS wanted it to be, so they're going to go to a local junkyard and see if they can find a DA to get a windshield template for, so the windows are going to be a little, longer of a process. I hope to start working on the brakes very soon. I ordered all the stuff. It should be here within the next 3 or 4 days. I ordered the clutch as well, and I ordered the pistons, so we will have stuff to work on. But in the meantime, like and subscribe. If you like the video, let me know. If you have any critiques, let me know. If you want to see me do more backyard do-it-yourself stuff, let me know. Have a great night.